Boy, I love this.
Today's chainbreaker is Vicky. She is a fashion designer of Nigerian descent and owns the clothing line J.O.A.N Atelier, which operates out of Houston, Texas. The clothing line launched in 2018 and is currently in its second collection of designs. Vicky is a woman of many talents and has been able to use her skills as a stylist and photographer to execute her vision for the line. Her keen eye for detail has made her creations a force to be reckoned with. Just like Vicky, J.O.A.N Atelier is creative, bold, and incomparable. The life of a chainbreaker will always have trials and victories, but it only chooses the resilient. Please join me for a journey through the talent of Vicky of J.O.A.N Atelier. Welcome to the Bougie Bohemian YouTube channel. I'm your host, Micah Flowers, and this is our first installation of the Chainbreaker series, where we are exploring the minds of resilient, innovative Black entrepreneurs. And we have our first guest, Miss Vicky here, and she is the owner and visionary behind J.O.A.N Atelier. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
How are you doing? How's everything?
I'm doing well.
Awesome. Have you been surviving this, whole pandemic situation?
Surviving is the correct word.
Right. I know, right? Oh my God.
There's so much going on. It's like every month there's something new on top of the, quarantining and having this new way of life and not being able to see, friends and family. And like for me, I'm not from Houston. So my family, most of my family's in Ohio, and then I have some more family in Maryland. So this is the longest that I've gone without actually seeing them. So it's a really weird time.
Absolutely. It's the same for me. We live in San Diego, California, and my family's back home in the Midwest. So we're from, Kansas City. So we're really far away from home. And we're like, I've not seen my family in honestly, I haven't seen my family in almost a year, which is crazy. Wow. We would have, been back there by now. We were expecting to go back home by now. So it's crazy. But this is not about me. This is about you. So one of the things, when I started the Bougie Bohemian Instagram page, it was simply because I just wanted there to be a platform where someone was constantly showcasing Black entrepreneurs and especially designers, because I feel like a lot of you guys are they place you all in the background, so I wanted there to be a place that you can find, you guys quickly. And when I discovered your work, my favorite thing about it was that it seems like you have a really clear vision.
Thank you.
It's really clear. It's like she knows exactly what she wants and she knows how to execute. Has it always been such a clear vision, or what has that journey been like to get to that clarity?
Yes and no. I've been thinking about starting my own line for probably about over 10 years now. I had that's incorrect. Pretty much most of my life, I've always wanted to have my own collection.
Okay.
I didn't know when I would start it, but that's just something that I've always felt that I wanted to do, and felt like it was also part of my purpose amongst the other things that I do.
Right.
But when I actually started taking the steps to actually start it, it was probably around 2010. When I moved to New York after grad school. So that was the reason I moved to New York, was to start learning the business behind fashion and trying to figure out, okay, what kind of clothes would I make? Just starting the groundwork. Okay, what would it look like if I were to start designing? So it took a long time before I actually launched, because I launched in 2019, last year. Okay. So it took a long time just trying to figure out what I wanted to do and how I wanted to execute it. But then once I had it, I had it. So from when I launched, or actually when I, first came up with the name, that's when I had the clear vision and I was able to really execute it. So I'd say from when I really like officially laid the groundwork to, okay, this is my business name, et cetera, then I knew exactly how I wanted it to look. I knew what I wanted the models to look like. I knew like everything.
Okay. And that leads me into my next question, because you seem to be multifaceted. Like you're good at many things. So like you told me, you do photography, right? You're a stylist, which, obviously. But how do you feel? Because I can see it. I want to know how you see it. How do those things, your other talents, contribute to this line and make it, your presentation is better than most. Like, it's exceptional. No, seriously, it's bomb.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
How would it play? I think it's helpful, but then it also can be detrimental at the same time, because naturally I just kind of teach myself things. So pretty much everything that I've done, I'm pretty much self-taught. But so it enables me to be able to execute exactly what I'm seeing. Or if I don't know how to do it, I know who to call on to be able to execute it.
Right.
But it can be detrimental because then I end up like doing everything, and that can be very daunting.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Oh, wow. That's awesome though. So what does the journey, I know you spoke a little bit about it, but what does the journey look like obviously you said you chose the name. What were the steps to actually get here today to the launch? So like what kinds of, what were some trials that you had to go through? What are so that people that are looking to obtain the same goal, what advice would you have? What steps would you give?
I would say, let's see, from the beginning to where I am now, it always helps if you have like a clear vision of what you want to do. That's helpful. And it helps to just get started. So what I mean by just get started is, okay, if this is what you want to do, start experimenting with like pieces. You don't have to have a full out collection right away, right? Just experimenting with things you like, things you don't like, sketching, how would this work? I would say start with the clothes. And actually like visualizing how you want it to look, who you'd want to market to, who would be your age group, who like start with those basic things. And then the name will come, once you start kind of visualizing, seeing, how you want it, who you would want to attract to the line, then you can kind of formulate, oh, okay, then I think this name sounds right for this. Or start looking at yourself and, okay, what's my personal, aesthetic? And then kind of building the name from there. Then of course there's all the like administrative stuff, is actually, getting the name registered and that kind of thing. And then it's figuring out logistics. If you're someone that is able to sew, that's helpful, because then you can make your own samples. And then depending on how, large you want to make the collection or not, then that's something you can decide, okay, am I going to sew everything? Do I want to sew everything? Or do I want to take it to tailors or a factory or manufacturing that will help me handle everything else, like the actual production of it. So I think it's really just laying that branding down first. And just laying the branding down, like how you want people to see the line, who you'd want to attract to it. Are you going to bring something new and different to the table? So just really getting a clear understanding of who you are as a designer and what you want what you would want to put in that collection.
Right. And you brought up manufacturing, so I'll go ahead and ask you this question. I know that I saw that you manufacture in Nigeria, correct?
Yes.
So tell us what how you made that decision, why you made that decision, and like the importance
So I'm of Nigerian descent. So I'm first generation. So I wanted to be able to, it's a couple different reasons, you know, just growing up and how we get custom clothes made, our traditional wear. And that's something that I've always enjoyed doing since, you know, when I was a child. You know, my mom would let me pick or design like what my outfits would look like. And we just have so many skilled tailors in Nigeria. It would just be silly not to use their skill set, you know. And I wanted to be able to provide something back as well, you know, to my country. So that's the biggest thing, is just really being able to provide something back while also bringing like this vision to life. And I do like my more collection pieces that you see on the Instagram. Well, both are on like the basics and the collection pieces, but the collection pieces are in Nigeria. The basic pieces, like the sweatshirt I'm wearing right now, I do these here. Okay. But everything else is made over there.
Okay, so tell me about the inspiration behind your different collections, because it seems like this is the not so basic line. And
yeah,
it seems like you're, you know, zhuzhing up. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, our basic thing. I love the hat that's on that line.
Oh, thank you.
I'm a hat person, so I was like, oh, cool. So yeah, tell me about how you gain inspiration for your collections.
It really starts with, usually starts from like one aspect of something. So like for the first collection that I launched, there was, I don't remember what I was watching, or I think I might have just been browsing through like J.O.A.N's or something, but I saw this like kind of like this 1800 kind of style top with the puffy sleeves. And then I started thinking about like, you know, like menswear button downs and cuffs. So like adding a cuff to it. So it really started with like that kind of idea. And then I kept building off these kind of different vintage / menswear type of elements. So that's how I kind of built each piece. Each piece kind of has like a story behind it. So that's how and everything just kind of perfectly worked together. So that's how I was able to, you know, give it that story of just like the, you know, I called it just like this, it's like a journey. And it kind of represents my journey to getting to this first collection as well.
What was that collection called again?
It was, do I remember the name of my own collection?
It was French, wasn't it?
Huh?
It was French, right?
Yes, it is French. You're gonna have to edit this out, girl.
I got you.
I feel like it was so long ago. I'm like, wait, what was the name of my collection? Lord. But it was jeez, want to make sure I get it. That's right. Les combattants, les voyages. And that's just the fight, like in the journey, basically. Can I get the screen back up here? Okay. But I'll restate that. So it's les combattants, les voyages. Not a French speaker, but in keeping with the the aesthetic, I was like, ooh, I could take it there. You know, and I have a friend who actually lives in Paris, so she kind of helped me. It was like, ooh, no, right? Like, okay, perfect. Thank you. But yeah, so it's just the fight and the journey, basically, or the journey and the fight. So it's kind of like this long, drawn out process that I had to actually get to that first collection, and just trusting your gut, you know, empowering yourself to actually do it. And that's why there are some like bold elements within the clothes, you know, puffy sleeves, these, you know, exaggerated cuffs. And each piece has like a unique name that kind of represents that kind of warrior combat journey type of situation. So
that's awesome. So this is kind of random. Do you feel like style can be taught, or is it a God-given thing? Like you either got it or you don't?
I think it's both. I think there is, just because we all have different personalities. So I think everyone has their own unique style. They may not know it, But I think everyone has things that they're drawn to, even if it's something as simple as, oh, I'm a hoodie girl, you know. Everyone has something simple or complex, whatever that they're drawn to. So there's an element that you have already, but I do believe it can be taught because it comes just through experimenting. Really, that's it. Just not being afraid to experiment, try new things, because the more you keep yourself in that box, the more that you're not going to know, like, oh, you know, this looks good on me, this doesn't look good on me, or, oh, let me just decide to pair these two colors together. Like, if you don't take those chances and risks to see like what unique combinations you can come up with, or how to dress your body type or how to dress other people's body types, then you're never going to be able to branch out, you know, and be able to, you know, call yourself, if you're trying to be a stylist or whatever you're trying to do, call yourself, you know, that kind of connoisseur within within style and clothes.
Right. Okay. That's awesome. So, in wrapping everything up, I have one more question for you. As, you know, a strong and gifted Black woman, what do you hope that your work, what imprint are you hoping to leave on the world?
I'd say the biggest one is following your gut, and believing in yourself. Because I feel like that's how I started. I literally was just like, I'm going to do it and just start. And I feel like I've really built this with the help of God, of course. But I've built this like with very little resources. And it was interesting to see, because once I took that first step into moving into this direction, it was as if God was just putting people in my path, just opening up opportunities, things that I'm like, oh, how am I going to do this? And I'll get a random call that someone wants to help me with something. And I'm like, huh, what? You know, it's just like, as soon as you start moving in your purpose, things will start to realize. So I think that's one thing that I'd really want people to take away from that is I try to deliver some sort of message within the imagery or whatever it is, or if it's in a caption or whatnot, just like empowering. I want it to be empowering to women. When they see, you know, the images, I want it to, if they're wearing the clothes, I want them to feel this boldness about them. So that's what I really want people to take away from it.
Awesome. Well, I thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Oh, so exciting. And we do have a giveaway coming up. I believe we'll be doing that it'll start August. No, I lied. July 31st to
cool.
8th. And so I will obviously send you all of that information and the post that we have so that you can share that on your IG as well. And I'm super excited for it.
I'm excited too. Thank you so much for, you know, for coming across my page and reaching out.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And what you're doing is amazing, because we definitely need, you know, more of that, just showcasing Black designers and Black creatives. So
absolutely. All right. Well, thank you so much. And if you need anything, you can holla at me for whatever.
All right. Sounds good.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. All right. Bye-bye.
Hey, Bougie Bae. Before you go, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And go follow us on our Instagram page. We will be hosting a giveaway with J.O.A.N Atelier in the upcoming week. Thank you for joining us. Peace, love, soul, and see you next time.